is being sent out to all of you tomorrow morning from Rick Crowley, our business manager, and but I did include just the initial quarterly statement of the budget, primarily because I think it's a great piece of work that's being done. Our budget is actually built on 70 students. The amount of the allocation was more than we had anticipated that it would be, and that was a great help to us because I think most of you know our enrollment was actually at 85 students the day before the commissioner's letter went out, indicating that students should go back to other schools, and so we were actually hit quite hard in the enrollment by that intervention. But we built it on 70, which given today's enrollment is reasonably conservative, and the cash flows and P&L are both positive at that number. The one thing that you will notice, which is a little confusing, so if you want to explain it, is that if you're looking at the income right on page 1 from tuition, which is your student allotment, you notice going across that it begins at 278,000 and then drops in December to 131. And that's because they make the allocation from the department comes in quarterly. And so there's a payment in September, December, then March, and June. And so they make the correction for the first payment you receive is from your March 19th census. And so we had 95 students at that point, so that's the cash that we received in that first payment. But they make the correction in the second one. And so if you were to add up the allotment for September and the allotment for December and divide it by 2, or by 95, it would, by 70, it would give you the amount that you should get. So that's when they make the correction. And then the remainder of it through the next 2 quarters is, again, slightly lower at this point based on an enrollment of 70. And of course, if the enrollment goes up, it means that your quarterly payment in March will go up as well, and it could go up in June as well. So 70 seems to be a good way to budget, and I wanted everyone on the board, instead of Rick, to have the time to really look through the detail before we actually vote the budget, which will be on Thursday. But the news is good.
And he's around, he's available. 1 or 2 of us may have talked to him already.
Yeah, I have to say I would encourage everybody to talk to Rick. For me, it was very helpful to really walk me through the budget, and I had some questions about things, and so he was able to point me in those directions. So I found it quite helpful.
Any questions?
So transportation is in here.
It is. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything, the conversation I had with him already, he's got it all in here. You've got it all in here.
I think it looks, it's a good budget.
Yeah.
The next piece actually on our list, and I'm definitely going to send this to all parents, because when you look down through it, the amount that's being accomplished very quickly in our 12 points it's good to see. But the next piece is
sorry, I'm going to interrupt, because just to be very clear. So board members should either contact Rick if this budget doesn't make sense to you, or Tony.
Yep.
And we will vote on it on Thursday.
Yep.
And if you need it, Rick's office number is 978-474-0274. And his cell is 978-430-2830. I'm trying to forget the lawyer's phone numbers. Yeah. We have our CFOs.
I got that one. Speak up.
But call him, because there's detail that isn't immediately shown. It's a good budget, I think.
So, Tony, just to clarify, we are going to receive the full budget, the tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning, yeah. The October 1 SIMS report is due on the 15th. That's where the SIMS report's where they put the cutoff, the freeze on whatever your enrollment is for that day. And we actually are going to be turning that in early. It's not due to the 15th, and neither is the budget and cash flow, but those will be done this week. And the department's actually sending someone out to help us put the SIMS report together tomorrow. So we'll have that done tomorrow as well. Our attorney has already made an appointment with the IG's office for next week. And so all of those first items going from October 5 through to October 15 are all either in process or completed. Then the additional ones coming down are the need for attendance at the supplies and service contracting training, public contracting overview, and charter school procurement. And I registered for all of those today.
Can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
I mean, it helps me. Do you know what number that is associated with on his list? So
I have, it's actually in your packet.
Yeah, on the timeline?
It is.
Oh, on his list?
No, I have his list in front of me.
November 16th?
No, I'm sorry. I have his list in front of me. I'm just trying to figure out which number that is because.
There's number 1, I think.
Four.
No, it's
So.
It's the contract meeting.
4.
Okay.
It's number 4.
Okay.
And so everyone.
That's just you that attempts that. And do I want to reread this again? Right? Yes.
I think it's the executive director
Yeah.
or his designee.
It is.
Yeah, that's okay.
The board has grown sensitive to attendance issues.
This is true.
That's why I'm asking. We want to be really clear about who's going.
Be nice to the
Okay.
executive director or designee.
So number 4 is pretty much done in that sense that you've registered. It happens November 2nd and 14th.
Yes,
Am I
and there
correct?
is, just so people don't get nervous or confused, there are 4 trainings that are
Right,
actually
that's why-
required, and one of
right.
them is not, we have not registered for one of them, you'll note, and that's because you have, one of them is prerequisite for the other, and then so the next date for the one that requires a prerequisite course is not until the new year. So the commissioner is aware of that, so don't everybody get nervous, we're okay.
So do we have something in writing, Tony?
Yes, we do,
That's-
from the commissioner.
From the commissioner himself? Excellent, thank you.
So Tony, could you just, for the purpose of getting the minutes straight here, can you just summarize what you just said? about-
Yeah, all the trainings required in point 4 in the commissioner's letter have been registered for, and so.
Number 3, we registered.
3 is.
Charter school procurement.
Yes, yes, correct, 3 and 4.
So 3 and 4, you've done as much registration as you can.
That's
and
correct.
you have a letter from Commissioner Chester stating that one of them you can't do because it's before the deadline.
They're
Is that correct?
prerequisites.
Correct.
Excellent. Can we keep going with the list here? I'm liking going through and checking these off. It works for me.
Can I ask a question before we move on? One of the, number 2 is about providing, having our legal counsel provide copies of communications between the Inspector General and whatnot. I assume legal counsel is aware of that.
We talked to them today,
Yeah.
Okay.
and they are aware of that, and they are on it. So I think we can check that one as well. We can get that going in right on. And that would have pertained to number 1 as well. That legal counsel is continuing negotiations with the Attorney General's
Right.
office.
Yeah, and that's actually
So
listed up under
essentially,
October 15.
Right.
address issues by IT offices by
So
October.
I think just for clarity, I will ask our legal counsel to just send me that in an email, so we're all clear that who's doing what. I did have a conversation today, but I'll get it in writing. Okay.
So other than the attendance at those workshops and trainings, the next major piece, and one that will require significant work between now and then, is the all trustee nominations, because the CSO will actually approve and sign off on the trustees. And so all trustee nominations are due to CSO by November 24th. And the current trustees need to have completed a training in the various pieces noted in here by then. And Amy, I think you've already.
Yeah, we're on number 9, just for anyone who's looking at the commissioner's list, because that helps me organize a little bit. Am I correct about that, Tony? This is number 9. New trustees.
Yes.
And to present notification. I'm not sure if the training is in here also. It's not, so that's just for new board members. Yeah, I think Joe's also done a little research on training, so.
It's number 10 even. You're talking.
Yeah,
It's
it's
9 and
9
10.
and 10.
Yeah, it's 9 and 10 together. 9 involves new board members, 10 involves the training. So I think Joe and I will kind of work on that one together. So that one's a work in progress.
Just realized what I'll add to this timeline is each of the requirements, the number it relates to.
Okay,
So
sorry.
That would be excellent.
So I'll put that over on the right-hand column, then you'll have all the
I just, for me, because I'm going through and checking them, because I
Yeah.
want to be clear
But
that
that would
we
be
get
great,
everything.
yeah.
So,
That would make a very complete
yeah,
document.
yeah.
He's got it here for November 24th.
That's good.
Trustee nomination.
Where are we?
So I'm just with commissioner's list and with your list,
Yeah.
we've already done number 5. Tony already mentioned that, before October 15th, this is the budget and the Sims report. So that will be dealt with by the end of the week.
Is it for the meeting on Thursday?
Huh? By the meeting on Thursday. Right. And the leadership plan as well, which is number 6, which we've already talked about.
It should be done.
Will be done on Thursday as well. School calendar is 7, we've done that. We've already posted all our meeting dates. Yes, some that's been done.
Correct, yes.
Yep, so that's number 8.
Does everyone here know these meeting dates?
It's every other Thursday, basically.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, I apologize, Tuesday, sorry, we found out
And
before
those will be on the website very shortly if they're not already up there.
They're out. So, and the rest of 8 is this getting of the board minutes to the charter school office, approved and draft of both need to be sent. So Dave and I together are working on that. Yes, Dave? Okay. So, for my list, what I'm looking at, and based on this, that only leaves us with number 11. Which is also what I discussed with the council as well today, that they have to get all communications prior to probation into the charter school office by the 8th, and they are well aware of that. And 12 is just reporting changes, so I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
Am I missing anything? So I would venture to say we're in pretty good shape. The big things is finding a date for the training, and we already started work on that, so.